Mika the Little Bear and the Bridge. Where does the bridge end? Close your eyes and listen to a warm, gentle story. In this story, you will discover that a bridge has an end, but a river does not. And today, Mika understood this. In a warm, magical forest lived a little bear named Mika. This forest was special. It could whisper. In the mornings, the leaves softly spoke to one another, as if sharing their dreams. The wind moved between the trees and gently touched their branches, as if calming them. The grass whispered quietly, rolling in soft waves, and the flowers swayed, as if listening to invisible music. If you stop and simply listen, you can hear the forest telling its stories. Mika loved these moments. He could sit for a long time on the soft grass, looking at the sky, watching the clouds. They drifted slowly, changing their shapes, becoming animals, ships, and quiet, magical forms, and then fading away like gentle thoughts before sleep. Mika watched, and inside, everything became calm, quiet, and warm. One morning he went for a walk. The sun was just rising, and its soft light rested gently on the ground. Drops of dew shone on the grass, like tiny prozrachny beads. The air was fresh, clean, and still. The forest was not in a hurry. It was just waking up. Mika walked slowly. He stopped, listened, breathed. The path whispered softly under his paws, and the wind barely touched his fur. And then he heard something, a quiet, flowing sound. Mika came to a river. It was alive. The river ran over the stones, rolling, playing, shimmering in the sunlight, and softly laughing with its clear voice. The water slipped over smooth stones, held them, flowed around them, and whispered its water stories. Every stone held a memory. Every wave moved forward. If you listen, you can hear the river speaking. Mika sat by the water and softly asked, "Hello, where are you going?" The river answered with a gentle zvan. "Forward. I always go forward." Its voice was light, free, and alive. Mika smiled and walked along the river. He walked beside it, listening. Sunlight passed through the trees, leaving warm patterns on the ground. The wind moved through the grass, and the leaves whispered above. It felt as if the whole forest was walking with him. And then Mika saw a bridge, a small wooden bridge. It stood above the river and connected two sides. It was warm from the sun, a little old, but strong. Mika stopped, looked at it, and gently stepped forward. One step. The bridge creaked softly under his paws. Another step. The wood answered gently, as if saying, "I am holding you. Don't be afraid." Mika walked slowly, listening, feeling, and then he reached the end. Mika stopped. He turned back, looked behind him, and quietly wondered, "I was just there, and now I am here." He stepped back, then forward again, and smiled softly. Mika sat at the edge of the bridge and looked down. The river kept flowing and flowing. It did not stop. It did not wait. It simply continued. Mika thought, "A bridge has a beginning and an end. Here is the start, and there is the end." But the river does not end. It flows and flows. Mika did not know big words yet, but he felt something important. Some things have a beginning and an end, like a bridge. And some things continue softly forward without ending, like the river. Mika took a slow breath, stood up, and quietly said, "Keep going." And he ran home. At home, his mom and dad were waiting. It was warm, safe, and peaceful. Dinner smelled soft and familiar. Mika smiled. He hugged his mom and felt calm. He wanted to tell about the bridge, the river, his quiet discovery. But his eyes were already closing. A bridge has an end, but a river does not. And sometimes that is not scary at all. Mika is already asleep. The forest is sleeping. The birds are sleeping. The little insects are sleeping. The grass is sleeping. And only the river still flows softer and softer and softer. Good night.